Boruto episode 54. Now, this episode had a lot of content. Not as much content as the last episode, because the last episode we've seen the Toneri Otsutsuki, we've seen Sasuke, we've seen everything. But in this episode, we finally get to see Sasuke versus the Kinshiki fight, and also Momoshiki was there as well. Now, one thing to note is that Urashiki wasn't there. We all know that Urashiki was seen on the moon talking to Toneri, freezing him in time, but he wasn't there at the Momoshiki thing. And we finally get to see Sasuke meet up with Kinshiki and also Momoshiki. Now, first thing off the bat, Kinshiki gotta be the worst guard man I have ever seen in my life. Kinshiki was nowhere next to that scroll when Sasuke walked up. Sasuke just walked up. He ain't even know nobody was there for the smoke. He just walked up, grabbed the seal, then walked away. And then after he walked away, then Kinshiki came. It looked like Kinshiki was snoozing off on a job or something, but Kinshiki eventually caught up to Sasuke. They started to fight. It was a lot of scenes from the movie, I'm gonna say that right now, but there was a lot of extra stuff added to the Kinshiki versus Sasuke fight. There was some stuff that were like, I should say effects, like flares, things like that were just added to make the fight scenes look better. Now, the fight in itself wasn't really longer than the fight scene that we see in the movie. Now, a lot of people thought it would be longer than the fight scene we see in the movie because the anime has a lot more time to adapt the Chunin exam and not the 1 hour and 40 minutes that the movie had to adapt the Chunin exam. But we did not get a longer fight scene, and I was kind of upset about that. But the thing I'm really happy about is the fact that we actually got to see some more scenes from the communications, or them actually talking to each other. Sasuke's basically there, and Momoshiki said, you know, where's Kashin Otsutsuki? And then Sasuke said, oh, you don't know? So it's basically saying that Momoshiki and Kinshiki did not know that Kage was basically sealed, like, or quote unquote dead, if you guys want to call her dead, but she's sealed. Let's just say that they didn't know that she was sealed, and I thought that they would probably have an inkling that Kage Otsutsuki is sealed. Maybe they could sense Kage's chakra or something like that, but still, maybe they still do sense Kage's chakra, mainly because she's not dead yet. But the thing is that I thought that these Otsutsuki members are like superhuman in terms of they see everything. Like, as you guys know, Urashiki kind of understood. He kind of pointed to the fact that Toneri did something to alter Boruto and Boruto's eye dojutsu, and from that I kind of thought like, wow, these guys probably know everything. Seeing as how they didn't know that Kage was sealed by Sasuke and Naruto, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff that they do not know. Now, it was kind of funny to see how they were just surprised, like, what do you mean Kage is lost? So like they tried to take Sasuke, but the thing is, Sasuke couldn't really stay. Sasuke said, if I stay here too long, it'll probably be bad for me. And of course, Sasuke wasted a lot of chakra trying to do the time space ninjutsu, and also Sasuke had to think in the back of his mind like, hey, I have to make sure that I don't really exhaust all of my chakra because I still have to leave this dimension. I mean, even if he does end up killing Momoshiki and Kinshiki, which is like extremely a small possibility, especially at a weakened state that Sasuke was already in. Sasuke, while he was done, he'd probably been extremely tired, probably not have a way to get back to our dimension, if that makes sense. But from that little encounter, we did get a lot of information. The information that we get was very helpful. I'll probably make a full video explaining about that encounter and about why that's extremely significant in this plot. Now, just to scratch the surface, in that little exchange, it basically sounds like Momoshiki and Kinshiki's goal was to basically meet Kage and probably destroy Kage. They were speaking a lot about the space curvatures in our dimension specifically, and a lot of people have an inkling that has something to do with all the chakra that's built up in our dimension. As you guys know, Naruto has a whole lot of chakra. Killer Bee also has a lot of chakra. Sasuke, he has a lot of chakra. He has a lot of power, I should say. So the space curvatures in our dimension, they should be up there because our dimension has some brawlers. But Momoshiki and Kinshiki did have an interest in Kage. Obviously, Kage wanted to make the White Zetsu army to combat that Momoshiki and Kinshiki were gonna eventually arrive at that dimension and probably eventually try to kill Kage. And so I'm guessing that was pretty much their immediate goal for right then and there. But it looks like Kage, a big part of their mission, is basically gone because she's already sealed. Like, what do they have to do now? Now all they really want to do is just take all the chakra from that dimension because of all the space curvatures. So that's pretty much something interesting to look forward to. That's obviously going to be a big storyline going forward in this plot and the Chunin exam arc. Now, off of that subject, I do want to touch on Boruto finally meeting Sasuke. Now, Boruto kind of met Sasuke in the last episode, but now in this episode, it was like the actual introduction of Boruto and Sasuke. Boruto introduced himself. Sasuke also got a feel of how Boruto is on a regular basis. Naruto kind of explained like he's really nothing like Sasuke. He's really nothing like Naruto, or he's kind of like Sasuke, but Sasuke was really more driven than Boruto is, in terms of Sasuke being hungry of revenge back when he was a genin, and Boruto is really not like that. One of the things I've noticed that Sasuke didn't really care if his clothes were wrinkled or not, if his clothes were ripped. In Boruto, it seems like all of his clothes is new, and then Sasuke pointed that out as well. So it looks like Sasuke is kind of warming up to Boruto, understanding how he is as a ninja, as a shinobi, as a kid. Now Boruto, I don't know what he tried to do. He tried to square up with Sasuke. Now I don't recommend that. Of course, nobody here recommends that. He tried to square up with Sasuke to get to his father, and then eventually pull up to Naruto for the smoke. Now that ain't go nothing like Boruto thought it was gonna go. I kind of think that Boruto knew that he wasn't gonna get past Sasuke, but the anger in his heart probably said, you know what, I don't care. He probably was gonna try to sneak past Sasuke or something like that, because obviously Boruto ain't that stupid. But Sasuke, surprising to nobody, completely destroyed Boruto. Boruto didn't know what was coming to him, and obviously Boruto at that point was enamored by Sasuke. He's been enamored by Sasuke throughout a whole lot of these episodes. His eyes just light up. You get that sparkle in Boruto's eyes. They're basically pushing the fact that Boruto is gonna eventually end up looking up to Sasuke and what Sasuke is, and try to become Sasuke, a Sasuke clone, I should say. I know a lot of people are probably gonna say Boruto wants to become a Sasuke clone, so that's pretty much what Boruto is gonna be now. One thing that this episode did very well is that it bridged the gap between a lot of things. Now, the Sasuke being Boruto thing was very different from what happened in the movie, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna say it's like a rehash, or a lot of people that don't really watch this series or don't really watch these episodes, mainly because they kind of feel like it's gonna be a rehash. They're really doing a lot of things different. You know, for example, the Sasuke versus Kinshiki thing, that was totally different specifically, and also the Sasuke meeting Boruto in the alley where Boruto basically tried to attack Sasuke, that was actually different as well. And one thing I do want to point out is Boruto learning the Rasengan. That right there was completely different. I wouldn't say completely different, but it was different in a way where going from point A to point B was definitely understandable, or we could relate to it more. Now, of course, Boruto always tries to find the easy way out. I remember when Konohamaru gave him the water balloon at first, Boruto tried to use lightning style to pop the water balloon. And I feel like that right there is very realistic. It kind of also shows the advancement between Boruto and Naruto. Naruto didn't know any kind of chakra natures when he tried to use Rasengan, so of course he couldn't really use like a lightning style to pop the balloon. But of course, Boruto has all these chakra natures, wind, lightning, and water. He could definitely try to pop the balloon using something other than just a change in chakra form, right? So Boruto, obviously being the smart aleck that he is, tried to use lightning style. And also, when he finally understood it, they kind of cut to a scene with him and Himawari and Boruto making some cake. And I kind of thought right then and there that he was going to eventually or actually learn how to do the Rasengan, because when he started to stir the batter, like you starting the batter really quick, and you can kind of tell that that's how he was doing the chakra in the balloon. But now Himawari told him like, hey, you got to slow down, that's not how my mom does it. And then Boruto eventually understood this is how you do the change in chakra form. And I think that was a very good bridge between point A and point B of Boruto eventually learning how to do the Rasengan. And Boruto ended up doing that little Rasengan that turned to the vanishing Rasengan, and eventually what everybody feared, Boruto is going to be using the scientific technology in the Chunin exam. Now, it's not definitely confirmed, but Boruto did use the scientific ninja technology when he was training with Sasuke. This doesn't necessarily confirm that Boruto is going to be using it in the Chunin exam, his downfall, and he's going to get embarrassed by Naruto. But it does say the scientific technology is going to have some sort of influence in Boruto's Chunin exam. Sasuke does know about the scientific technologies that Boruto is using. Sasuke's seen it. Like, he's not stupid. One thing that I'm hoping is that Sasuke's going to talk to Boruto like, hey, you're not going to use that scientific technology in the Chunin exam. It's just not going to happen. It does help that we see Boruto fighting Shinki in the new ending that we're seeing right now, because we didn't see that in the Chunin exam movie. It was basically abruptly cut because Naruto seeing that Boruto was using the ninja technologies, and if Boruto was fighting Shinki, that means it wasn't cut, and it could possibly mean that Naruto didn't notice that Boruto was using the ninja technologies, or Boruto as a whole just did not use the ninja technologies, and I really hope that is the case. Now, a couple of things I want to cover before I do end the videos. One weird thing about Mitsuki, of course, Mitsuki is always going to be weird. He's always going to be that guy. So he's talking to a snake, and I think this does confirm who he was talking to when he was talking to the snake in the Sumune arc, back when he was supposedly going to fight the Nue. He was taking orders from Orochimaru. We never really got the answers to that, but now I think it's kind of confirmed that he was talking to Orochimaru. But Orochimaru basically told Mitsuki in this arc, or in this episode, that, hey, you cannot show your full power, your full potential. And obviously we all know what that means, but Orochimaru said Mitsuki like, hey, if you use your full power, you have to leave the village. Now, I'm not completely sure why he would have to leave the village if he does go to Sage mode. Maybe it's the fact that Mitsuki doesn't really know how to control his Sage mode. Maybe it's the fact that when Mitsuki goes into Sage mode, he just goes bonkers and starts attacking everyone. But I do have a feeling that Mitsuki is going to end up going Sage mode in this arc. And if you guys ask me, when do I feel like it's going to happen? I feel like it's going to happen when Momoshiki and Kinshiki actually do their invasion of the Konoha. I feel like that's the perfect time for Mitsuki to actually show his full power, his full potential, and also take the tuning exam to another level. But let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below. I really liked it. I think it was a good one. It wasn't really as lit as the last one, but the last one probably the best episode of Boruto thus far, so you can't really hold it to that standard. But the next episode, I do expect it to be on the level of the last episode. But it's been your boy Baara, and we out.
For my city, I'm the youngest nigga reppin'. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. Oh my God, if I die, I'm a legend. I'm a first.